Protocol 219 here, and I'm gonna make a video coming up here to kind of ease us into deer season a little bit and give you some perspective. But here over the course of the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 days, I've been really checking posts on social media. Not only that, I got a little bit of troubling news from the taxidermist because I went and picked up my deer head that we'll talk about here in a later video. But this is a guy that, is connected with deer. Deer and other animals. He does a bunch of things, turkeys, exotics, caribou. He's gone on trips, you know what I'm saying? He's done a lot in his lifetime. This is where I'm picking up my deer head at. And he told me about a disease that deer get. Deer get two really horrible diseases, EHD and CWD. These diseases are transmitted by biting flies, is what I've read, because I don't trust everything and everybody on the internet. So I go and do my own research. A lot of it leads back to like biting flies. It reminds me of like mosquitoes. Mosquitoes can transfer, malaria, West Nile, things of that nature. But basically this is what it does. It gets into the deer like that, and then it dehydrates the deer. A lot of the articles that I've read is, these deer are, always by water because they're so dehydrated. The disease is taking so much out of them. Now, in deer culture, believe it or not, it's just like every other niche in life. You have the naysayers and the yaysayers, and then the people in the middle. It's just like everyday life in hunting culture, as I've learned. But everybody has their opinion whether the disease actually kills the deer or it's just the symptoms of the deer. Don't get me started on it. It doesn't matter to me. I want my deer herd to be healthy. And here recently, talking to the taxidermist, there has been a couple of deer pretty close now that have come down with EHD. There was even a national news story. I think it was over in Kosciuszko. That's in Indiana. And this guy was canoeing down the river, and it was dead deer after dead deer after dead deer. Deer of all different sizes, even some really big studs that became victim of disease. Now, I'm not trying to spook anybody, but there is certain things that I encourage people to do, whether I'm at work, because we deal in this kind of stuff, or it's just out here in general public, is to check your deer. Every year, if you harvest a deer and check it into your local DNR, they'll send you a survey at the end of the year, and it'll ask you certain questions, not technically where you shot your deer, but the whereabouts. And then other things that for you to look at and see if your deer herd or the deer you're shooting are coming down with this disease. And one of the things to look at is the hooves. They give you pictures of hooves. Does your deer have hooves like this, A, B, or C? Because it's the different stages of that disease that basically deteriorates the deer, almost dries them out, and they die. And that was very alarming. Not only that, I've been tracking a lot of Facebook posts in groups that I'm a part of for deer hunting. And out of all the posts that I've seen, that the people have actually taken pictures of these deer after they found them. Oh man, at least 50. And that's 50 different pictures. Some with multiple deer in them. So it is hitting hard, and hearing that it's this close to my neck of the woods, that's concerning. And I'm not trying to freak people out, but I'm telling you right now, deer is a really good food source, whether you like it or not. And if these deer start catching this disease more often, you're going to have trouble with population of your deer herd right off the get-go. These counties that are I call the hot spots, like Kosciuszko and the surrounding small towns in areas there. It's gonna take a while for these people to recover. I mean, this disease is killing a lot of young deer. We heard about this years and years ago because this disease would really hit the younger deer, the deer that are just, you know, they're just destined for natural selection is what I call them. I'm going to do another video on fawn rate mortality, and this comes from scientists that I've researched and took screenshots, and we'll talk about that. But that's what that disease would really do. It'd really thin out the weaker animals, natural selection, so to speak. But now it's like killing people. The one Facebook post that I read was I can imagine it. You know, this guy tracked this deer for like 3 or 4 years, and then he went back to kind of get his stuff together. He was on property that pertained to water in one of these hot zones, man. He found his buck curled up under a tree by the river. So, I mean, tracking a deer for 3 years and finding out that it succumbed to disease and now it's not usable or pliable in any way, fashion other than manure. You know, and you probably only want to do that because you don't know the lasting effects. Because, you know, when these animals die, man, coyotes come about them, fox, meat-eating animals, birds, you know, and if that animal's affected, what does that now do for the chain of the ecosystem? So it's a serious thing that people should look at. I'm looking at it even more now that I heard the story that I heard when I picked up my deer head. That is pretty close. That's outside the parameters of where I hunt. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't doubt if some of the deer that I've seen just over the course of the many months I've started retracking deer, they may be coming from some area that may be infected. If those deer are coming up positive for this disease, they're not the only ones out there that have it. And it's very concerning. I'm not trying to put doom and gloom, but like I said, when you check your deer in and you do the checklist that the DNR gives you, man, you're going to have to give these people some type of information and not keep it hush-hush. There's no point to at this juncture. There's not. I mean, there's communities that probably won't see deer for years. I mean, unless they just wander in there. But you got to make sure that if you want those deer to stay around, they don't succumb to what's happening right now with your healthy deer herd at this point. So a lot of speculation going on. Nobody quite knows how this is going to turn out. Like I said, some of those pictures that guy was canoeing down the river, you can Google it. It's on every piece of social media I can think of. But there's a lot of deer that have died. A lot of deer. So how they're going to recover, I don't know. But the DNR is now taking a real good look at this. So if you harvest a deer this year, look at it. You know, enjoy and indulge in the benefits of it, but pay attention to what they're looking like. I've even started to look at videos of people who have caught these deer with the disease while hunting, and you know they have to dispatch the animal or whatever. So I mean, they walk around with it. Pay attention. You know, head on a swivel. You know, protect the animals. They're a food source and they're vital. And for those people that only relish in doom and gloom and SHTF stuff, man, that's a vital food source you don't want to see start disappearing. Not at this point in juncture in life, right? So I wanted to bring that up to you. Hope you're enjoying some of the videos. I know they're not the greatest, but doing my best. Like always, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Check your deer.